what does your dream game store look like? Because for me, it's a huge place that's packed with inventory, tons of different sections. There is a link, it's going to be at the bottom of the description of this video, that'll take you to the giveaway, and there's multiple ways you can enter. What are we doing?
Yo. So this PS2 was returned to us. I mean, he brought it back, but like he didn't bring his system. Like he brought the games that weren't working, but he didn't bring the system. So we were like, we can try out the games here on our console, but if they're working, then it might be the system.
And the games did work.
And they did work, both of them, on our console. So he brought back everything today because that's what we instructed him to do. And we're gonna try and go through all of them. We might do a little resurfacing to try and fix it because, you know, it could be like one minor little scratch that could be messing it up, who knows.
We don't buy consoles through the mail very often because we have extensive testing processes that we need to go through before we can buy it.
So we take all these discs and we test every single one because almost all of them are different. These two are the same, the Mortal Kombat and the Grand Theft Auto, they're both silver discs, but we also have a gold disc, a blue disc, and a PS1 black disc.
And if somebody brings in a PS2 to sell to us and it reads silver discs, but it doesn't read blue discs, for example, we do not take it.
We don't take it at all. So we took this before, so it should have played all of these discs before, but he's still having an issue with some of his discs.
So we got to retest. And the reason that we test them with all the different kinds of discs is because if the laser in the PS2 starts to fail, it'll stop reading a certain disc first before it stops working altogether. So we want to be extra sure that it's going to be good to go for a while, so we test it with every single one of these. And you guys have probably seen, like, most PS2 games are silver. The first released PS2 games have the blue back to them. And so that's the main
silver
thing.
One. Looks pretty regular, but blue disc looks like this. You can already see the blue in the center there.
Yeah, the earlier released PS2. Oh, there's one right here too. But blue ones. God of War is on a dual layer disc, which is like a gold color.
More of a goldish color. Let's see if I can open it without dropping the disc.
We test with these as well.
So here, let's
see a silver one compared to the gold one.
So you can kind of tell, like, there are a lot of light.
Yeah, you can definitely see it on camera.
Okay, cool.
So that is a dual layer disc.
Yes.
And Super Smash Brothers for Wii is also a dual layer disc.
So
they have to be resurfaced a little bit different sometimes.
You have to kind of run them for longer because there's like a protective layer that like won't come off on the first few.
Or you have to do it like on the Blu-ray setting or something.
It's pretty bad.
Just wanted to explain like kind of how we go through the process because people are always trying to sell us consoles through email, and I normally pass on them if it's one that needs testing like this because it could be working for them completely, but they might only be playing with a silver game. And that's not good enough for us to sell it.
Like if we test it and it's still like not working after like cleaning the laser or whatever, or resurfacing, then we're gonna replace the laser itself on the system because Abby can do that.
Heck yeah.
Thank you, Abby.
What does your dream game store look like, guys? Because for me, obviously my dream game store would be our game store, Double Jump, but there's a lot of things that I would like to change and add and do that we just can't do with our current location. So I'm hoping that eventually someday we can afford to move to a bigger spot, and I want to move to a spot that has at least double our current size. And what I would like to do is find a place that has really tall ceilings. I really, really like that for a store because when you have really tall ceilings, you can go up as high as you want with certain products. Like in here, our shelves go to the ceiling because we need the room. But if we had a bigger space, I would like to have the shelves that only come up to about 5 or 6 feet tall and have it open above that. But with really tall ceilings, like Retro Rick has at his store, he's got like all the wall scrolls and stuff up tall. They've got posters and he's got like some statues and stuff up high. I really, really like that look and I think it is really, really cool. I love when you go into a game store and you're not just looking at eye level at everything. You have to like look up, you have to look down, you have to look everywhere. If we had a bigger space, I would also like to expand pretty much every section that we have here at the store. I would probably get a second or even a third beverage cooler. We would have a really big like snack and candy section. We get a lot of like Japanese import snacks and drinks from one of our distributors, and we don't have enough room to just get everything, so I have to be selective. But it'd be really cool to have just like a big selection of that kind of stuff. I would expand our movie section and our toy section and our plushie section. We don't have room at all right now, but if we ever did move to a bigger spot, I would also like to carry like t-shirts, hats, wallets, lanyards. There's like an apparel category kind of thing that we don't really have. Having a dedicated section to that I think would be really, really cool. And of course, expanding all the video game categories that we have. Maybe even move into some other categories that we maybe don't focus on right now. Getting into doing more trading card stuff I think would be really cool if we had the room and maybe had enough money to like hire people who already know how to work on that kind of stuff, and maybe do Magic or Yu-Gi-Oh or something. I think would be a cool addition to a store like ours. Having areas set up for people to come in and play board games or card games or whatever, I think that would be really cool. And yeah, just expanding everything is what I would like to do and I want to do. And hopefully we can get there someday. If the channel keeps growing and we keep getting more and more viewers and the videos are bringing in some money on top of, you know, the sales we do here at the store, that'll just help us to get there quicker. We'll see. But yeah, what does your dream game store look like? Because for me, it's a huge place that's packed with inventory, tons of different sections, tons of different categories of items to look at and purchase, and, you know, areas to hang out and play games and maybe even do tournaments and just all sorts of stuff. I think it'd be super, super cool. So let me know in the comments, what does your dream game store look like? All right, guys, so we have 3 packages that came in today from you guys. So we're gonna go through, show you guys what's in here. We're gonna try to be quick though.
Yeah, this is the only one that had a note in it. This is from Albert. It says, "Hi Cooper, Abby, and the rest of the Double Jump crew. Been following you guys since 2020 on YouTube. Big fan of the channel. Me and my daughter would always watch you guys unbox new video games. Your channel has almost 100k subs now. Good luck with the store, and hope everyone there had a happy new year. Hope the games I send you goes to a good home. Love you guys and continue the hard work." Thank you, Albert. And these are his games.
First, we have a sealed Shenmue 3 Collector's Edition.
We have a ton of box only N64 boxes. So we got Turok and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2.
Flying Dragon and Madden 64. We just got a complete Flying Dragon in. It's very expensive.
This one does have the game in it. It is Jeremy McGrath's Supercross 2000.
This one also feels like it has the game, and that's Revolt. And we have an empty Duke Nukem 0 Hour.
We have an empty Body Harvest. And this one has the game in it. It's 1080 Snowboarding.
This one also has the game, NASCAR. And then we have a big stack of N64 instruction manuals here. Nothing too crazy, but that Monaco Grand Prix is nice. That's a hard to find game.
We got 2 what seem to be very nice copies of Twilight Princess for the Wii.
And then Jillian Michaels and Skyward Sword.
And then a PS5 copy of Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War.
Next package is from Ian, and we have a Vita. It came with this cool little grip. This is a 1000 Vita.
And it had a 4 and 8 gig memory card with it, along with a loose copy of Mod Nation Racers.
And Freedom Wars. And then the last package was from John. And we got a bunch of sealed PS5 games.
All sealed. We got Alphadia Genesis. Infliction Extended Cut. 2 copies of Maid of Sker. I don't know how to pronounce that. And then 2 copies of Shantae Risky's Revenge Director's Cut.
And all the cards, because these are all limited run games. And then he also sent the Zelda Edition DS Lite, which is in really, really nice condition. It's not all scratched up. It's got the stylus and the little bottom cover, and it also has an extra stylus, which is the matching one, so that'll be nice in case we ever get one without it. And then came with some games as well. Well, it also came with this little zip-up case.
But these are all very, very nice.
Yeah. Emerald, Gold, and Silver, and Fire Red, and then Sapphire has a little bit of like bubbling on the label, but they all look legit.
Yeah.
And all in pretty good shape. So thank you to John, Ian, and Albert.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
Thank you guys.
My staff pick for today is called Dodgeball Academia. Similar to, well, newly released sports story, but before that, golf story. And again, you don't, just like those, you don't have to like be a huge fan of the sport to enjoy the game. But I think dodgeball is a pretty well-loved, like, competitive game because most people played it growing up in school. You're playing dodgeball as your battling mechanic, and it's a lot of fun because I don't really like RPGs, but when it's not turn-based and it involves a fun little sport like this and has a ton of charm, I can enjoy it. I can't remember how long I put into it. I think 5 or 10 hours, but I do want to go back and play. I've only scratched the surface of what it has to offer. It's cool. Hey Ryan.
Yo.
Hold out your hand.
Oh,
Do
okay.
something.
Ooh. Ooh. What that?
I got the purple one for you.
What? Really? Heck yeah. I love purple. Oh, that is
Put little switch cards in it.
Do you want to know what I did yesterday?
Hit it really hard.
I hit it really hard.
And I broke the cartridge. No, I'm just messing. All right, here, Ariel, here you go.
Thanks. Yay.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. I love this. I love it. Sup, guys? Got some trades for you. So we'll start over here. Got some Switch games, Zelda and Mario. Got some DS and 3DS. Got a couple Pokemons for the 3DS. And we got Trauma Center Under the Knife 2 and Zelda Spirit Tracks for the original DS. I've been thinking about buying that Spirits Tracks. I'm still thinking about it. Got Xenoblade for Wii. Oh, we also had this Pokemon game, Pokemon Sun. And we had some more loose DS and 3DS there. Let's see if you can. There we go. There's a good photo, video of that. Yeah. Got some 360. Nothing crazy. Here's some Xbox One. Got this awesome Final Fantasy VI Advance. Pretty cool. I already got that, so I don't need it. Got some Devil May Cry's 3 and 2. Got some PS5 games here. Got Deathloop and Saints Row, Guardians Galaxy, Horizon. Got PS4, Little Hope. That one, Assassin's Creed Origins. Crash. We got this PS3 game. What is that? Is that the orange box? I thought that was, no, that's just the Essentials Collection. Doom 3 and Max Payne. And then we got a bunch of DVDs and Blu-ray, mostly horror, so there's some pretty cool stuff in there. Not too shabby.
Someone steal these.
Somebody steal them?
That's what Cooper said.
Oh. Why would you steal these?
It's funny because those were the ones we were putting in mystery boxes because we had so many copies. Now we have none.
Don't steal.
Should we start putting the PSP things in a little thing?
Probably.
Because we put the Switch cartridges and 3DS cartridges in little
Yeah, we
bags
probably
at
should.
the front. So
If we have room for them.
guess it's time for PSP.
Because y'all can't stop stealing PSP games. Like, come on.
What do you notice about these? What do you notice about them that I hate?
Thank you, Karen.
No. The first game is called The Conduit. The second one is called Conduit.
How could they?
Meh.
So in my spreadsheet at home, they're split up.
Then you should just do like a librarian spelling and put conduit, comma, the.
Isn't that stupid though?
Yeah.
Like, why would you make a sequel to a game and not have like the same exact title?
I hit affiliate
like-
though,
Good.
and now I'm watching Partially Royal.
That's like on N64, there's Fighter's Destiny. The second one is called Fighter Destiny 2.
Yeah, that's stupid.
I hate it.
Kyle, I'm just curious. What was your reaction to them?
I just pretended it didn't exist.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't too happy.
so this is part of the Wii collection we got in. This artwork was wavy, but we put it in the heat press and it looks really good. Unfortunately, there was some water damage already, and that of course is not going to come out. It is very slight, so that is going to be put as poor, I believe. Unfortunately on this one, but this one, it is just a little wavy because the case it was in was a little too tight or something, or maybe there was some humidity or something, but that should come right out with a nice quick heat press, and we should be able to mark that as good condition instead of. All right, let's turn that off. And here, just be on there, but yeah, that looks basically perfect. So we can change that to fair condition to good condition, because.
Oh, thanks for the napkin.
No.
Oh, what? This isn't for me?
It's okay. All right, it is back in the system. It is looking very good. And we changed to good condition. Also, our stickers do come off really easily. So you don't have to yell at us because of that. This person placed a $75 mystery box from us, and they left a little note, and they wanted us to make a little birthday card, so I decided to put something together for them. Good old GameStop case. We all signed it, and Cooper signed the inside, so let's just get a quick look at this. Oh gosh.
Not only do we keep getting awesome trade-ins every day, but we're also working on getting all the stuff that's over here entered. Just did all of this. Ryan, we got one last trade-in.
Oh yeah.
Want to show the peeps?
Sure. We got this cool Crobat card.
Dark
Crobat. Yes.
It's Japanese hollow from Neo Destiny. And
Purdy. And this guy, Taggin Dragon.
yeah, pretty uncommon.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we had to mark it as being in poor condition. The label is perfect on the front.
If you like turn it around,
Yeah, you can tell it's been faded.
it's very faded.
And the label's peeling up right there.
Yeah.
There was a sticker that went down there, and I'm assuming when they took it off, that's
Yeah.
because we didn't take those stickers off. That's how we got it just now.
Right.
But still, it's an uncommon game.
Yeah,
Pretty cool.
Taggin Dragon.
Yeah, Ryan's favorite.
Taggin Dragon.
Taggin Dragon.
Taggin Dragon.
Taggin Dragon.
Dragon, blooper, blooper,
Taggin Dragon. Tekken Dragon. Question of the day. What is the coolest thing that a video game store can carry aside from video games?
So what I would like to see expanded, which I already mentioned to Cooper like 20 minutes ago, would be more manga. But so I could talk with people about manga. Because nobody here reads it except for Colton.
I read manga.
And Ariel, apparently.
You freaking nerds.
Wow. Exactly. So I like video game advertisements, like signs and stuff like that, like statues, like big statues. Like if they sell those in stores, like it's freaking awesome.
So I think the coolest thing a game store could carry besides games is soundtracks for games, because that goes kind of hand in hand. Other stuff is like, it's kind of related to games, but soundtracks are like essential.
One of my favorite sections that I like to see at a game store is the toy stuff. And that's not really one that we focus on too much here. We do carry toys, but I don't really know enough about them to like quickly process a trade-in of like, you know, 80s action figures, for example. But whenever we go to another store that does have that kind of stuff, I always think it looks really, really cool. You can display things in a really neat way. Games just kind of go on a shelf, but if you have a bunch of toys and action figures and like play sets, you can set up some really cool stuff, and I think that it looks awesome in a glass case.